Whether you're looking for some low-key couch co-op or a sprawling MMO experience, Xbox has some sweet-looking multiplayer games on the way in 2024. Rick and Morty, Batman, Marvin the Martian, Velma, Bugs Freaking Bunny, MultiVersus simply has one of the most ridiculously fun rosters in fighting game history. Warner Bros. Platform Fighter was an absolute blast in its beta form, and the full game is set to arrive on May 28th. You can expect an even more eclectic bunch of characters to pick from this time around, as well as new stages, a PvE mode for solo brawling, and an upgraded matchmaking system for when you're ready to take on the world. MultiVersus also now uses the Unreal Engine 5, so it looks absolutely sublime. Very, very silly, but sublime. After becoming movie stars back in the 80s, the killer clowns will return from outer space with an asymmetrical multiplayer affair in the vein of Dead by Daylight or Friday the 13th. As the clowns, you'll be hunting the rest of the players down using a variety of hilarious but also quite deadly weapons, like cotton candy rays and popcorn mines. As a citizen, you'll be trying to avoid all that confectionery-based carnage and generally stay alive. With up to 10 players at a time running amok in this sinister circus, it promises to be quite a show. If you're a Borderlands fan looking for a new place to go looting and shooting with your friends, keep an eye out for the first Descendant this summer. This co-op focused third-person shooter lets players choose between 10 different Descendants, each with their own special set of sci-fi tricks to deploy, from super speed to defense shields and ice beams, all of which come in very handy when you're taking on the game's alien invaders. The first Descendant also promises to be a truly cinematic affair, with ray tracing, 60 FPS frame rates, and spatial sound all in play on the Xbox Series X. Over a decade after the original game, Warhammer 40k's Space Marines will be gearing up all over again on September 9th. Space Marine 2 is a third-person actioner that really lets you get to grips with how brutal these boys in blue are, using a combination of meaty melee moves and heavy metal weaponry to smash your enemies to pieces. It also features online co-op for up to 3 players, so if you've been looking for a third-person game to scratch that gory Gears of War itch, Space Marine 2 could be just the solution. In the meantime, Game Pass members can check out 2 other games: the visceral first-person actioner Dark Tide and the old-school boomer shooter Bolt Gun. Were you a big fan of the original Space Marine back in the day? Hit the comments to let us know. As the old saying goes, birds of a feather play flock together. This co-op multiplayer game lets you take to the skies as a flying shepherd with a flock of adorable creatures under your care. The further you roam, the bigger your flock will grow, as you recruit everything from wriggling sky snakes to big puffy whale guys. Is it good group? It really is. And it's even better when you team up with your friends, exploring the skies together, trading items, and sharing rare animals. If you love the laid-back gameplay of games like Descendant and just want to enjoy that chill-out vibe with your buddies, Flock looks like the answer. Have you ever been watching Goku kick ass or Luffy setting sail and wish that you could jump into an anime adventure of your own? Well, you'll be able to do exactly that this year thanks to Bandai Namco's upcoming MMO Blue Protocol. Create your own hero complete with their own fighting style and signature pose, then head out into a vast world filled with friends to make, places to explore, and bad guys to punch right in their big stupid faces. Whatever you do, you'll look amazing doing it thanks to Blue Protocol's incredible anime-styled visuals. Graphics like this make you realize that Xbox really did hit a whole new power level with the Xbox Series X and S. The Age of Dinosaurs begins all over again in Ark 2, which is coming straight to Game Pass later this year. Building on the already pretty impressive foundations of the first game, Ark 2 promises to be an even bigger, richer, more complex survival game. The combat is now meatier and more Souls-like, the crafting system is even deeper, and the animal AI has been upgraded so that creatures now hunt by sight, sound, and smell. So maybe take a dip every now and then if you don't want a T-Rex on your tail. With full cross-platform multiplayer and modding, Ark 2's world promises to be a very busy place. And if you want to get to grips with the basics beforehand, the first game has been beautifully remade into Ark Survival Ascended, and is available on Game Pass right now. The first two Little Nightmares games are filled with moments that you won't forget in a hurry. From that crazy chef chase to those damn mannequins. But at least in Little Nightmares 3, you'll have someone to share the scares with. The third entry in this chilling series of puzzle platformers features online co-op, and we'll see two poor, terrified little fellows working together to make their way from one level to the next. And while some of the environments look a lot brighter this time around, I'd be willing to bet that they're all every bit as unsettling. In Killing Floor 3, the year is 2091 and things are not going very well at all. An evil corporation has built itself an army of bioengineered monstrosities, and humanity's only hope lies with a small rebel force known as Nightfall. So good luck with that. The silver lining in this hyper-violent FPS is that you can bring up to 5 friends along for the ride with you. Together, you'll get to wield a vast arsenal of weapons, as well as some deliciously gruesome melee moves, as you do pretty much whatever it takes to avoid getting torn limb from limb by these mechanized monstrosities. We'll have more info on all these new multiplayer titles as they arrive, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell for more help finding a new game for you and your mates to become totally obsessed with. Bye!